Welcome to Breakups, Broken Hearts, and Moving On with Janice Formichella. I'm Janice Formichella, a breakup coach passionate about supporting others to learn from their breakups, overcome loneliness, love being single, and see the end of a relationship as the beginning of a magical, sexy new chapter in life. I am here each week to share with you the tools that I have learned through my own painful breakups, through hitting rock bottom more than once, and through working with people all around the world to heal their broken hearts. If you are looking for hope and strength to move on from your breakup and resources to enjoy your new life, you are in the right place, and I've got your back. Worst breakup advice ever. We have lots of friends and family members who really mean well. I know this for sure. And they can also be unaware, ill-equipped, inexperienced in pointing us in the right direction when we're going through a breakup, in saying the right things when we're going through a breakup, saying anything that's even relatively useful or comforting during a breakup. And that's just simply because they aren't breakup coaches. They might feel concerned, but in the moment also a little stressed, not knowing quite what to say, or not understand that some of the kind of go-to breakup advice and go-to platitudes about breakups are not actually useful when you are suffering with a broken heart. A lot of the things that people say to each other when they're going through breakups are cliched, or things that they've heard a lot, or things that may sound good and practical on the surface, but that are completely out of touch with the reality of what it means to be struggling with a broken heart and a breakup, and the reality that you are now forming a life separately from someone you loved. They are completely out of touch with the reality of how shocking it can be to go through a breakup. It's completely out of touch with the reality of the psychology of breakups and how we don't necessarily have complete control over some of the physicality of it and the mental health issues that go along with breakups. And that's what I am here to talk about today, because I know that a lot of you struggle when you hear something that someone has said, and when you can see that the person does really care for you, but the words just don't help. And you find that even though people keep on telling you these things over and over, and even though some of them may seem to make sense, and people may think that it's so easy to take some of this trite advice, that there might be something wrong with you because it's not helping. So today I want to go through 5 of the worst pieces of breakup advice or platitudes ever, and let you know why you needn't take them to heart. Before I start, if you are struggling with a breakup, don't forget that I have got a brand new ebook. It is called The Broken Heart Repair Kit, the 3-step method to beating your breakup. I still have it at my special intro price, $24.99. You could download it instantly, get started, get access to all of my best tips and tricks and things that I know from years of doing this, from going through it myself, all of the things that I know that work. And of course, if you would like to chat with me about one-on-one support to beat your breakup, go and schedule a free intro call now. Again, the link is in the show notes. So let's get started with the worst breakup advice ever. Number 1. Who knows what the future holds? You might get back together, right? It might work out. They might come back. Boo. When you are devastated about losing someone, some people think that it helps to maybe lessen the blow of the breakup, to instill a bit of hope in your mind that they are not really out of your life, that maybe actually there's still a chance. I can see that, yeah, this might give some people a little teeny tiny bit of peace of mind after a breakup, which is not the right direction to be going. And I can also see that this can be very, very painful to hear. It can leave you yearning for someone rather than committing to moving on. Regardless, this is horrible, horrible advice. It's a horrible thing to say to someone after a breakup because A, daydreaming and hoping for a future with this person prevents you from the acceptance stage of the grieving process. The acceptance stage is important because until we accept that a relationship is truly, truly over, we cannot start to close the door on our grieving process and begin to imagine and build a life without this person. B, your ex is going through their own shit and also, hopefully, I suppose, starting to create a life separate from you. While it might sound harsh, holding out for them to, quote, come back or for you to ultimately get back together is imposing an intention for their future that they probably don't want. We're not here to corral someone back into our life or manipulate them back into being with us. It's time for them to move on as well. Third, you deserve to be with someone who shows up for you every day. You deserve so much better than waiting around for somebody to come back, waiting around to be chosen, waiting around to be appreciated, waiting around for someone to come to their senses. You deserve so much better. So don't sit around and hope for someone to come back. It's also just a horrible way to live, right? And D, no contact with an ex really is the best way to heal. You really can't exactly have a future with someone if you're not having contact with them, right? It's time to let them go. Number two, you're better off. This might seem like a smart thing to say to someone, and it might also seem maybe obvious for somebody who's suffering, but it's a really, really dismissing thing to say to someone. That being said, a loved one who is seeing you hurt might not realize that. So if anybody tells you this, understand that if it doesn't ring true to you, that's okay. They probably think that it's going to help, but they haven't really thought about the intricacies, I suppose, of what this might mean to someone going through a breakup. I know what it is like to be told this. Oh my God, do I ever. Many of you may know that I left a physically abusive relationship. I had really cared about this person at one point. Sometimes I hesitate to say that I loved this person because really looking back over the relationship and everything that took place, he really wasn't a lovable person. But I was very committed to him. I was committed to the future that I thought we were going to have. I thought that I loved him. And regardless, when everything came crashing down around me, I was absolutely shattered, even though he had raised his hands to me, even though I had lived through months and months and months of absolute terror, not knowing when he was going to snap, what he was going to do next. I was absolutely shattered. And when people told me this, I felt kind of dumb. And also, I just found that it just simply didn't help at all. It didn't make me feel better. Also, even if it may be the case, and of course, we're all better off than being in a relationship that isn't working, we still deserve to go through the grieving process and we still have to go through the grieving process. So, yeah, we might be better off, but that doesn't mean that we're not in pain. I believe that the stages of grief for breakups are devastation, denial, realization, and release. A huge part of that final stage, release, is accepting that the relationship wasn't working and that because of that, yes, you're better off. But this is far, but this is far along in the healing process. And telling somebody this in the initial stages can really do better harm than good. So you don't have to listen to it. You are allowed to grieve. You are allowed to hurt. You are allowed to take your time to heal. Number 3. This is an oldie and a goodie and something that we probably grew up hearing. And that is time heals all wounds. It's a doozy, right? And again, it's really not all that helpful for somebody who is in pain. And you know what? It's not necessarily even true. Time does help. Yes, a lot. Often it does, at least. But only if accompanied by being proactive about doing the work that comes with it. Time only helps if it is combined with intentionality. This combination is what leads to results. Sometimes it's actually the work that actually does the trick more than the time. I've seen commitment to doing the work lead to amazing, swift results in very little time. I've also seen people who have put a lot of time behind them who are still in a lot of pain. And it's often because of their refusal to try something new, maybe because of maintaining contact with an ex, repeating the same messages and the narrative about the breakup over and over again, and other actions that keep someone stuck. In short, if there's a lot of time behind people, like I said, it's because they're not doing the work. And again, a little shameless plug here. If you want to know what the work looks like, please hit me up. I know that my coaching is powerful and effective and can help you turn a corner this week. Let's chat. Let's make it happen now. All right, number 4. The best way to get over someone is to get under someone. What do you know? I actually polled my Facebook audience, and several people commented that this was the worst advice that they had ever received after a breakup. But people sure do like the expression, don't they? It's cute. I agree. I'm adding it to my list because, as a blanket statement, it can do more harm than good. It is bad advice because A, it is a very specific bit of sentiment, yet those who say it often do not take into account a person's experience and what they're actually going through and the intricacies of the breakup or this person's sexual past, even. As a blanket statement, it can suggest that having sex again after a breakup is, normal or standard or bold, and that getting back out there makes you, brave. But for those who aren't ready to date or have sex, again, it can lead to feelings of insecurity or shame. Simply put, it's also trite. Okay. Like, come on, let's get a little more serious and sensitive when we're giving somebody breakup advice, right? I heard from some people in my audience that sleeping with someone soon after a breakup made things worse for them. Sleeping with someone doesn't, in and of itself, lead to healing. Listen to this. Relying on someone else to play a role in your healing doesn't work. No matter who you sleep with, that connection right there is not going to get you anywhere. Healing is an inside job. All that being said, yes, for some people, sleeping with someone new after a breakup can be a powerful step. It was for me, but I was a lot farther on my healing, and I certainly wasn't doing it with the idea that it was going to help me get there. It's a really big decision to be fully mentally prepared for. That involves having made considerable progress on the healing journey. But remember, sleeping with someone is a step. in your new reality. It's a step in building a new life without your ex. It is not a means to an end. And my final bit of breakup bullshit to say to someone, and that is, I never liked them. Wow, that's great, right? What a thing to say to someone who just spent enough time with someone that they are now heartbroken, not to mention coming to someone for support. It is a bad thing to say to someone, and it is something that you should just ignore and not pursue if said to you, because, first of all, it does absolutely nothing to help in the moment. Sure, this person may not have liked your ex, but like, what the hell is it to you? You liked them, and that is all that matters. Your feelings are real. Your care for this person was and is real. Your relationship was real, and your pain is real. Telling you that they never liked your ex may give your friend relief in the moment. Why? Because maybe they didn't speak up when you started dating the person. I mean, a true friend is plenty able to gently let you know how they feel. When done out of love, it's actually a great sign when somebody is uncomfortable saying, hey, I've got a bad feeling about this, or hey, I noticed this about this person when I spent time with you. Some people may dispute this, but I think that it really is some sort of tell when your friends speak out about having concerns about someone you are dating. But it's only useful then. It's not useful after the breakup has occurred. If somebody tells you this, it can be easy to store it aside as embarrassment. It may be easy to feel kind of dumb for staying with someone that someone else found so unlikable. Again, avoid this trap. Your feelings are real. For anyone listening who may be in a position to support somebody through a breakup, please don't say this. It can quickly shame a person into not wanting to open up to you again. Be there to listen, not to judge. If someone tells you this, I would recommend laughing it off in front of them. Don't ask for details about why they feel this way or what led them to not liking the person. Just leave it. As I mentioned, it is not useful. It also perpetuates thoughts and conversations about your ex and the breakup, when what you need to be doing is creating more space and getting out of the thought loops that can eventually leave you feeling really stuck. Does that make sense, huh? Anybody going through a breakup, what you are feeling is so valid. And remember, you are strong and you can get through this. What is the worst thing that someone said to you after a breakup? Are any of the things that I already mentioned familiar? Go over to Instagram and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Would you like to get support from somebody who is sure to say the right things, at least most of the time, who not only comes to you with loving, useful, non-judgmental pieces of inspiration, but also ideas on ways to get from point A to Z on your healing journey? That is what my coaching is all about. I have multiple ways that you can work with me right now. My one-on-one programs are very powerful, and I promise you that we will get there together and quickly. Let's chat about it. And in the meantime, I'm sending you so much strength for the week ahead. Thank you for listening to Breakups, Broken Hearts, and Moving On with Janice Formichella. I sincerely hope that you found today's episode inspirational or useful. I would love to support you on your healing journey. All you have to do is send me a message on Instagram at Breakups Podcast or email me at breakupspodcast@gmail.com, and I will be in touch to get you started. Remember, if you are struggling with a broken heart, your feelings are temporary. I am sending you so much love and luck for the week ahead. You've got this.